Laying over 3.5 goals in conjunction with backing a few of the higher correct score lines is a useful strategy, particularly when the over 3.5 goal market is quite a low price to lay. In other words, the market expects there to be goals. You can see the 0-0 price there is at 18s to back, for example. So the market really is expecting there to be goals in this particular game. It's a Norwegian game, Stabæk against Start. I don't know too much about the teams, frankly, but the Norwegian league generally appears to be favoured by the market to have goals in it. So we've laid the over 3.5 and we've decided to back 1-3, 3-1 and any unquoted. The beauty about this strategy is it's very easy to define what the dangers are. And in this case, the dangers would be 2-2, 3-2, 2-3, 1-3, 3-1 and any unquoted. So we haven't backed all of them, but we backed a few. The game's sort of 20 odd minutes in, and of course, as there are no goals so far, the price of the over 3.5 goals has drifted. So we were just looking there, is it possible to hedge out of that particular market? Now we see over 3.5, just at the suspension sign, was 5.3 to back, and we'd laid it at 2.68. It would have been possible to hedge, although could we have greened up on the correct score market? Doubtful. 33 minutes gone, and the favourite Stabæk, who started the match odds of around about 1.9, they took the lead. We'll just wait for the market to reform. Just to give you sort of the mathematical sort of figures here. Okay, our liability is 151 on the 3.5 goal market. Therefore, we need to back scores over that at 3-1, 1-3 and any unquoted to at least cover the liability on the lay of the 3.5. Now, as you see there, 1-3, we've got £255. 3-1 is 188, and the any unquoted is 208. So if any unquoted comes in, we win £50. 3-1 comes in, we win 30. Now, suspend it again. Stabæk continue their way forward. It's now 2-0. 63 minutes gone, and our bet looks pretty good here. It looks like we're going to win on the lay of the over 3.5, and if Stabæk get another 1 or even 2, we would win on the any unquoted market. I'm just looking here at what the dangers are. Now, the dangers at 2-0, of course, are still 2-2, 2-3, 3-2. So I'm looking at a possible lay of Stabæk for our total liability, which is 151 on the lay of 3.5 and 67 liability on the correct score market. So that totals £218. So a lay of £218 at 1.04 would cover our total liabilities on the two markets, just for a small liability of £8.70. If Stabæk, in fact, just continue to hold their lead and go on to win. That kind of insurance is vitally important when you're trading. Always try to cover your liabilities, protect your bank as best as you can. That was one option. Another option was to look again at what the danger score lines could be. 2-2 is the more obvious one at this particular stage. 3-2 or 2-3, well, that's another 3 goals to be scored in the last sort of 15 minutes. Bit unlikely. It's possible, though, that 2-2 could happen. It would seem the more likely of the 3 dangers left to us. So we've put in a back bet at 44s for £7. And we'll see in a second minutes matched, that will give us on the 2-2 a green of £229.70, which again will cover our liability on the lay of the over 3.5 goals. It's just being matched there. So there are a couple of options there. You either look at eliminating or covering any possible dangers, and we had two possible ways to do it, either in the match odds market by laying the favourite who were leading 2-0, or backing directly the main danger, which was 2-all. Okay, 86 minutes gone. Stabæk score a third, 3-0. Our trade is now safe. Highly unlikely, I suppose, that the Dogs start are going to score 2 goals in the last 3 minutes. However, stranger things have happened, of course, as we all know, when we're trading football. So again, always look at protecting your bank. Whatever the profit you've got, always try and protect your bank, cover what possible dangers there are left to you. Now, the dangers there are 3-2, 3-all. These are all fairly unlikely. What we're left with now is a £74 liability on the correct score. If it stays 3-0, we lose that, but we win £90 on our lay of the 3.5 goal market. If another goal is scored, 3-1 or any unquoted, then we would win £30 and £50 respectively. What I'm trying to do here is to sort of even out the profit between the two possible outcomes now, which is another goal being scored or it remains 3-0. If it stays 3-0, our profit is just £16. It would be kind of handy to even out, to balance out our green, which, as I've said, would be £50 on any unquoted and £30 on 3-1, with just a couple of minutes to go. So I'm looking here to sort of add an extra £10 to the 3-0, and that would bring our profit up to £26 on the trade as a whole, and roughly about the same, £20 if a goal was scored in the last minute. Now, it doesn't look like I'm going to get these two final lays matched, so I'm going to go back to the over 3.5 market and see if I can even out my profit by laying this particular market here. I'm putting in a £5 lay. It's not quite as good as I wanted, because I was looking for an extra £10 to add to my profit should it remain 3-0. Let's go back there. It would give us an extra £5 on the unders. If it stayed 3-0, that would give us £19 clear profit and £20 total profit if a goal was scored. So we've decided just to put in a £5 lay, 4.9, it's unmatched. Sort of madly keep clicking the refresh button for no reason other than it's purely a reflex. We just want to get the particular bet matched. Okay, some of it's being taken now. There we go. So we've laid that for £5 at 4.9. That will give us a £19 profit, stays 3-0, and a £20 profit if another goal is scored. It's not brilliant. Would have preferred an extra sort of £5 either way to try and get a £25 equal profit across the board at this stage. It's not really going to happen, I don't think. So I went back to the over 3.5 market, and in fact I decided to back again over 3.5 at 8.6 for £5, giving me a nice profit of £50 if there was another goal, and back to the previous profit of just £16 if it remained 3-0. We're coming into the final seconds now of injury time. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. But there we see if Stabæk did actually score. We've got 201 on any unquoted and 132 to deduct, which is our red on the over 3.5 market. That's a nice £70 profit there. If they score, boom, boom, boom. But maybe they will, maybe they won't. A lot of goals are scored in injury time. Always worth looking at a lay on the current score. In this case, it's 3-0, 1.09's a lay. Why not? Lay it for £10. Your liability is 90p. We're seeing out the last few seconds of the game here. No live pictures on this, so I can't exactly see what's happening. It looks pretty much from the market that it's going to remain 3-0. This is the drama of trading into the final 10 seconds. It only takes a second to score a goal and to earn an extra £10 for us. Not to be. Final score 3-0, and our profit was £16 at the end. Could have been 50, but a fairly safe trade. You've got to look at what the dangers are. You can't cover them all, but at some point during in play, there's always a possibility you can.